Hello, friends. I'm now here with my first episode of the new format. And today, being Monday, the topic is going to be product development, personal development. Sorry. It's going to be personal development. Uh, the topic I'm taking up today is about habits. And let's get into it right away. And let me start sharing my screen. Okay, so this is going to be a two-part topic because there's a lot that has to be said about it. So today is the first part. The next part will be next Monday. So it's all about habits. Uh, we've talked of goals, but habits are also very critical. And you'll see over the next few minutes or next 20 minutes what we are talking about. We all have habits, existing habits, some habits that we want to create, want to develop, and there can be both positive and negative habits. Positive habits are always good for you, but negative habits have a great impact. And therefore, positive habits and negative habits can either be our best friend or our worst enemy. So the point is, how do we create good habits? How do you get them to actually stick to you? So it's like this. If you have good habits, plenty of them, then you won't have time for bad habits because the good habits will take up all your time. That's great, but not the ideal situation. And bad habits get in your way. They steal your time. They trample your goals because you bad habits are generally, as I said, destructive, and they are taking you away from what are your essential aims in life. And all habits, good or bad, are created in the same way. They start very small. Let's look at some bad habits. Smoking. It starts with that one cigarette which you try out. Or even after quitting, when you restart, it starts with that one drag that you might take from a friend's cigarette. Or take drinking. For the person who is addicted to drink, it has always started with that one drink, which then gradually increased to two and three and four until he became somebody who didn't know how much he was drinking. So they always start small. In the same way, good habits also start small. And this knowledge of starting small and then growing it into a habit, like we talked about the smoker or the drinker, use this knowledge to create positive habits. Let's not let's not have negative habits as far as possible. And therefore, the solution is to take up a habit one small step at a time. Don't try to just jump into it on a large scale. You will fail. More often than not, you will fail. So the question is, how are we going to do this? How are we going to create, build, and sustain good habits for each of ourselves? So let's look at how to create new habits. Start small. As I just said, start small. Don't jump into anything big right away. And make small progress. Starting small and staying there is not creating a great habit. But you need to start making small progress. So supposing you want to start reading, start with 1 page a day. Start with 1 minute a day, whatever measure you want to keep. And then keep increasing it. That makes it easier. If you straight away say that, okay, I'm going to read this book by tomorrow, it may happen, but it's not going to form a habit. To build a habit, you have to cultivate this. And not only cultivate it, you have to do it in some specific manner. So supposing you want to start reading, say, okay, I will read before I go to sleep. So you start with 1 page before you go to sleep. Then you go to 2, go to 3, go to 5. Maybe at the end of the day, you say, okay, I want to read 25 pages a day. Okay, but you'll have formed a habit doing that. By doing something regularly at the same instance, you will form a habit of doing that. And make this so easy that you can't say no. So as I said, if you say straight away that I'm going to read 25 pages, you'll probably end up saying, forget it. It's too much time and it's too much to imbibe. So start with 1 page. Go to the next level of 2 pages, 3 pages. Take maybe 25 days over 25 pages to reach your goal of 25 pages. Even maybe you take 30 days, no problem. But go slowly and keep imbibing it. Keep making sure that you do it at the same time before going to bed. Okay, don't then say one morning you'll read and one evening you'll read. That doesn't form a habit very easily. So, or you want to say start running. You can't start running a marathon straight away. What you'll probably have to do is start running for maybe half a kilometer to begin with. And then keep increasing it. First week you run half a kilometer. Second week you add 0.25 kilometers to it. You're running 0.75 kilometers. Third week you're running a kilometer. Pace yourself and increase when you get adjusted to it. Don't just increase because you set yourself a goal saying, I will increase by 0.25 every week. No, that may not work. Sometimes at certain stages, you will take longer to adjust to that increment. Okay, so make sure that your pace has to be there, your increase has to be there, but pace yourself, pace the increase in such a way that you are comfortable with whatever you are doing all the time. So when you go from 1 page to 10 pages, you're increasing, say, 1 page a day. Now at 10 pages, if you feel that, okay, by the end of 10 pages, you're really tired or you got too much in your mind, continue with 10 pages for a few times till you get adjusted to it and then increase it. And identify yourself with the habit. So say that, okay, I'm going to be a reader. Say that I'm going to be a runner. Say that whatever it is, identify yourself with it. So then you call yourself that, oh, I read every day. I'm a reader. Or I run every day. I'm a runner. Identify yourself. Call yourself that, the habit that you are creating. And you have to believe that you are. Because you are forming a habit to read. You are forming a habit to run. So you are. And then keep proving it to yourself. This will ensure that you don't stop. You have to keep proving to yourself every single day that you're a runner or a reader. And these habits, let's call them identity-based habits. Why? Because you're making a habit and you are creating an identity for yourself. Now, once you create an identity for yourself, you're going to live up to your identity. So the key to this is to do each habit each day, even when you can only do part of it. Sometimes you reach the level of 10 and then another day you're tired and you say, okay, I'm reading only 6 pages straight. Fair enough, no issue, nothing lost. As long as you read, even if you read 1 page after 10 pages for a day, nothing lost. Make small increases. As I was just telling you, don't suddenly jump into 10 pages. Start with 1, go to 2, go to 3. At 3, you say, okay, I'm good enough now. I want to go straight away to 5. Fair enough. But from 3 also, don't go to 10 straight away. So make small increases, but make those increases as far as possible every day or every week, as I explained in the case of running. And if it becomes too difficult, supposing you, as I was said, you have to pace yourself. If it becomes too difficult to suddenly run 1.5 kilometers after 5 weeks, take a break. Stop. Adjust yourself. Maybe go down a little. Maybe come down to 1. Get settled at 1. Then go to 1.25. Because that means you're adding things too quickly. And adding them too quickly is not going to help you. So the goal of creating habits is to keep it easy. Is to, as I said a little earlier, it is to keep it in such a way that it's not something you will say no to. Right? And how do you stay on track? Add new habits gradually, one at a time. If you have got more than one habit to add, don't start on all the habits at the same time. Start with one. And after a week, after a month, whenever you are settled with that one, and it has become a habit, then take up the second. I would suggest not even taking up 2 at a time, because that means you will have to put in devotion for 2 different things. And that can become challenging for a person, because you have other work to do in life. It's not just following your habit, unless that habit is directly connected with something you do every day. This method of taking one habit at a time and then coming to the next when you're settled with the first habit will definitely be a slow moment. And you might at times feel, okay, I'm not making enough progress. But continue with that. Take that procedure because that's an effective way to build discipline. You will get very disciplined by doing that. And you will stumble. Don't ever believe that it's going to be a bed of roses. No, you will stumble. You will fail at times, as we do in most things that we do. But when you stumble, start from where you left off. If you had reached 3 pages, don't start again from 1 page. Start from where you left off and keep going again. It's like that stumbling never happened. And you're not a failure for missing it. If you stumble once and you have to go back and retract yourself, you're not a failure. So don't ever think that, oh, I failed in this habit. No, you're not a failure. You had a setback, a temporary setback. You corrected yourself. You're back on course. You're not a failure. You are a failure only when you decide to quit doing it. Yes, if you quit doing it, you started jogging, you reached 1 kilometer, and then you say, boss, this is too much. I can't do this every morning, waking up at 6 and then going for a jog and coming back. And okay, it's too much. And you stop. That's when you have failed in developing or creating that habit. But if you stop for a day or two, if you don't take in fact, I would suggest that in most habits, especially when you're doing things like running and all, try to take a day off. Helps. Trust me. So you fail only when you decide to quit. You don't fail when you miss a beat. Right? To summarize, create a new habit in 5 steps. First, start small. Second, increase each day. Don't stay at the same level. You have to keep improving yourself. I'm saying each day, but depending on the task, maybe you can increase each week or something. But you have to keep increasing and not stay stagnant. Increase at small intervals. It can be a day, it can be a week. But don't say, I'll continue like this for a whole month. You'll become so used to that whole month that you will stop reacting and trying to go fast, harder. Continue to build yourself unless you are satisfied or have reached your goal. So supposing your goal was that you will run 10 kilometers every day. When going by these slow steps after say 6 or 8 months, you have reached your goal of 10 kilometers, then continue with the same. But otherwise continue building or till you're satisfied. You have not set a goal of 10 kilometers or anything, but you said that, okay, till I feel that I am achieving something, that I'm doing something worthwhile, I will continue this habit of increasing and running. Continue till you are satisfied. And repeat the process with another habit. After this, after stage 4, when you are satisfied, when you have reached your goal, then take up the next habit. It seems very easy, but trust me, it really is easy. I can tell you, I was doing no physical exercises for the first, 45 years of my life. And then I started running. And at the end of the day, over a period of a year, I started running a half marathon and I ran it for more than 6 times. Yes. Everybody was surprised. You know who was most surprised? Me. I never thought I would be able to do it. And that's how I started. I started by running 200 meters, then walking 100 meters. Running 200 meters, walking 100 meters. Then after about a week, I increased that to 400 and 100. Then I increased it to 500 and 100. Till I started running 10 kilometers every day without a break. And it was such a habit. No matter which part of the world I am in, I would run. The first thing I would pack in my shoes when I'm traveling would be my running shoes and my running gear. That's how it became a habit. Yeah. So remember, while it's easy to do it, also remember there is always inertia. If you don't overcome the inertia, it is just as easy not to do it. In fact, maybe easier not to do it because you don't have to overcome that inertia. But that's not going to get you anywhere. So make sure you select a good habit. Make sure that you follow some kind of a system for achieving that habit. We've been talking of goals in the last couple of sessions on personal development. What is goals versus habit? We all have goals. And if you don't have goals, then there's some challenge with you. And the important point, which I think I have mentioned before, is that have you written your goals? Have you made sure that there is a visualization to your goals? Are they smart goals? Are they actionable goals? Do you think you will be able to achieve that? If you have not yet written them down, I suggest the first thing you should do is to write them and create your design board, as I explained in an earlier episode on the 18th of January. Go through that episode again. It's there on YouTube in the YouTube channel. Look at what I've said there. You need to design your board. And once you design your board, put it in some place where you will automatically see it every day, preferably the first thing after you wake up, because you want to get the most of your life. And to get the most of your life, you have to do things that matter most. But I've been telling you about goals myself till today. But what if I told you goals are not as important as habits? You'd probably say, what is this? You're confusing us. No, I'm not confusing. I am saying that to achieve success, goals alone are not enough. You have to have habits. And habits are actually going to be the foundation of your success. Let's understand why I'm saying this. Okay, so goals and habits, as we will see over the next couple of slides, work together. They are in tandem with each other. But at the end of the day, and you will see why, habits are more important than goals. Goals are nothing without habits. So what are we talking about? We need goals if we want to achieve anything in life, right? We've all accepted that. You must have seen it at plenty of places. And if you aim at nothing, if you don't have a goal, if you aim at nothing, you're always going to hit something. So you're always a success. But is that success really critical? Is that helpful? Is that what you really want to achieve as success? No. That is why every archer, every shooter has a target board. And a target board which accommodates for deviating from the accuracy. There is a center spot, I think maybe red color, and then it has got other colors on the side, yellow, blue, green, I don't know, which deviate from the center. Of course, your goal is to hit the center all the time, but it's not always possible. So you must set goals and you must make sure that you have focused on them. Every productivity talk you must have heard till today, not only mine, every single other one will talk and tell you about the importance of setting goals. I have already done that in the past couple of episodes. I am repeating again here that it is very important to set goals, but now I'm putting a corollary. Every goal must be associated with a habit, and that's what we look at. So, and all goals must be smart goals. I don't know if some of you don't know or have forgotten what SMART really is. Let me recap it for you. SMART, S for specific. It should be exactly determined and spelled out what it is that you want to accomplish. It has to be specific. It has to be measurable. You want to run 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, you want to read 1 page, 5 page. It has to be measurable at every stage of the goal. It has to be attainable. If you set some goal saying that, okay, I'm going to run from here to Ahmedabad straight away, you're not going to achieve the goal. You first try running 10 kilometers, then 20, then try for a marathon. It has to be a gradual process. So, but it must be attainable. At the end of the day, if you set some goal which is just not possible to attain, either because of a physical condition, a mental condition, a geopolitical condition, then that goal is not going to work for you. Be realistic. Be honest with yourself about your capabilities. As I was just saying, you may not be physically capable of running from here to Ahmedabad. I am not. I can't run now. So be critical or be knowledgeable about your capabilities, but with whatever you have, with whatever you can do, aim high. Don't say that I can't do this and therefore don't set a target. No, set a target, but considering the limitations that you have with yourself on whatever aspect, and time bound. That is very critical. You cannot just set a goal and say, okay, I want to achieve this. But by when? If you don't say by when, what is going to happen is that you keep procrastinating and pushing the goal behind. Okay, you want to start running, but you've not said when. So tomorrow you wake up and you say, oh, today I have to go for it. No, yeah, forget it, I'll go tomorrow. Again, tomorrow it's the same thing. Forget it, I'll go tomorrow. And that tomorrow never comes. But if you set a date saying that by this date I want to do this, then you're going to make sure that you do whatever is necessary to attain that goal. Goals are nothing without habits. And now let us look why I'm saying that. And habits are more important than goals, as I just said some time back. What are habits? Habits are things that you do on a regular basis. At the end of the day, some of the things start controlling you rather than you controlling them. And if it's a good habit, imagine the benefits that you have. That good habit is going to make sure that you are getting some benefit out of that habit. And goals are necessary to form habits. How do you set a habit? How do you decide that I want to make this a habit? It's because you are going to do something that is going to make you reach your goal. So goals are necessary to help you form habits. And habits are what will get you to your goal. So now you see how they are interconnected. Goals are necessary to form habits. But if you don't have habits, you can't reach your goals. Goals are your target. Habits are action. That is the important thing. Remember that. Goals without habits are worthless. Habits have to be based on your goals. If you want to become a runner and you say, I will go swimming every day, that habit, it's a good habit, but is that habit in sync with what your desires are, what your aim in life is? No. So all good habits also don't always have to be in sync with your aim in life. So they have to be correlated. And therefore we say the goals are necessary to form habits. You need to form an habit that will help you achieve your goal. And that habit is the action that you will take to achieve your goal. So it's important to have both goals and habits. And if at any stage, due to whatever reason, you have to pick only one of the two, habit or goal, I would easily pick habit. Because if it's a good habit, and even if it doesn't match my goal, at least it's going to do me some good. But if I take a goal, no matter how good it is, but I can't achieve it, what is the point of it? It doesn't make sense. Because even actionable goals don't directly prompt you to do any action. Yeah. You've got a smart goal, you got everything, you know where you want to go, but does the goal in itself help you to reach anywhere? No. It's a good starting place, but a goal does not specify action. It only specifies the outcome that you want. So setting an outcome is great. That's how it should start. But then to achieve that outcome, you need to form habits that will help you towards achieving it. How do these habits work and how do they relate to goals? Here's the process. Set your goal. Make it smart and write it down. Let's take an example here. Say, my goal is that I am today weighing 95 kilos. And over the next 6 months, I want to reach 75 kilos. Okay. So I have got a goal, reach 75 kilos. Now I have to find action steps on how I will achieve that. I have got a goal. I have got it. It's measurable, 95 to 75. It is realistic. There's nothing that is going to stop me from achieving it. There is a time bound this thing. I'm saying I want to achieve it in 6 months. So it is a smart goal. But now, how will I achieve it? So normally when you want to lose weight, there's a combination of two things. One is your diet and the other is exercise. So you're going to say, okay, I'm going to start running and I'm going to make sure that I diet. How will you do it? So let's see. You want to go from 95 to 75. That means you want to lose 20 kilos over 6 months. Okay, just let's round it off to make things easier. You want to lose 18 kilos over 6 months. That means you want to lose 3 kilos a month. 3 kilos a month works out to about 100 grams a day. Fair enough. That's not a big task. It's a pretty easy task. Now, to achieve that, how will you do it? Sit down, maybe Google, find out, okay, if you run for half an hour every day, how many calories is it? And if you reduce your food intake or make healthier choices in your food intake, how many calories are you going to save? By that, you will reach, and there are equations available on the net, you will reach a number where you will say that, okay, if I continue to do this with this progression, I will definitely reach my target within 6 months. So now once you have that, you say, okay, so I am going to start with running half a kilometer every day. And I'm going to reduce my food intake by 500 calories. I'm just throwing an example. I'm throwing numbers. Don't hold me to them. But figure out what is the right thing for you. So now that I'm doing that, I will say, okay, first week, this is what I will do. Or I may not even diet every day, or maybe I diet every day and I cheat one day a week. Great. Keep you happy. Once you're a happy person, you'll do whatever is necessary. So you diet 6 days a week, you cheat one day a week. Or to begin with, maybe you cheat twice and you run half a kilometer. The next week, you still continue with cheating twice, but you run 0.75 kilometers. And that way you keep going till you reach your goal. If you reach it before 6 months, great. If you feel that, okay, I'm lagging behind, I'm not going to reach it in 6 months, step up. From 2 days, go to 1 day of cheating. From 1 day, go to 0 days of cheating if necessary for a fixed period of time till you attain your goal. Then the trick is in maintaining. Because once you reach your goal, you have to also maintain it. Just like you have to maintain your habit. So once you form the habit of running, so you're running every day, and trust me, in 6 months, when you're dieting 5 days a week or eating healthy 5 days a week, that too will become a habit. You will feel guilty, in fact, if you're eating more. So build your habits, take small steps towards your goal, and increase the steps regularly. This is a simple way to do it. You can't set a goal and walk away. There must be action and habits to follow, because habits are the action. But if you stick to your habits, the part is much easier said than done. Trust me, sticking to habits is not an easy task, especially when you have a bad habit or when you have a good habit which is extra strenuous. That is why we say pace yourself, know your limitations, know your capabilities, and set your goals and your actions based on that. Thank you. I hope this has been helpful. We will continue on the same topic next Monday, which is 29th, because now every Monday we will be talking of personal development. I will see you day after tomorrow with another session on family business. Thank you. Have a great day. And I think today I must say, Jai Ram. Thank you. Bye-bye.